going to start February favorites off with an eyeshadow palette, and this is the Paula's Choice, the Nude Mattes palette. And this was a collaboration between Paula's Choice and Wayne Goss, and it is a beautiful palette full of matte shadows. And then there is one kind of shimmery iridescent color added to it, but I think they did a great job of combining some warm tones and cool tones. So I think a lot of different people would like this, and you can also use it to create a lot of different looks. And I was surprised, but I even liked the eyeshadow brush that comes with it. I am not the biggest fan of synthetic eyeshadow brushes, but this one does a good job of picking up a lot of the powder, and then it just places it nicely along the lid. Out of all the eyeshadows I own, these are not the most pigmented. I would describe them more as like a soft pigmentation, but they are so blendable. So you can really build up the color without fear of like it looking patchy at all. Blends really effortlessly. And my go-to look is what I'm wearing today. And I start off with the color Tan in the crease, just lightly buffed out. And then I will take the lightest color in the palette, which is called Cream, and I will use that as a matte highlight. And it's just a very natural looking highlight. And then probably my favorite shadow, which is kind of funny because it's the one that's not matte, is Pink Sugar. And not only is this my favorite shadow from the palette, but it's also just become one of my favorite shadows in general. It has a really beautiful pink golden iridescence that looks gorgeous placed all over the lid, which is what I use today. And if you wanted to do a completely matte eye, this is so pretty in the inner corner. It just kind of helps make the eyes look more awake and a little bit further apart. I really like that a lot. And then just to add a little bit more warmth, I take Chestnut, which is a red and brown, and just place that in the outside corner. And then to finish off everything, I used Onyx, which is the black shade in the palette, and I took that on a flat push brush and just placed it against my lash line and just wiggled it in a little bit. And then I took a fluffy brush and I just kind of pulled that Onyx out at the corner just to create a little bit of a wing, and then really blended it all out. So I'm really impressed with the palette, especially the blendability of all the colors. My other makeup favorite is one of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blushes in the shade Luminous Flush. And I bought this before they were carrying it in stores, so I ordered it online, and the online description said it was a rose color. But to me, at least on my skin, this is a lot more coral, and I do think it's really pretty. It applies like a dream. I like to put it on a little bit more of a fluffy brush, and it just blends out and diffuses so nicely, and it's very subtle. It doesn't give a big sheen, there's no sparkle to it, just more of a glow. And if I do want a more pronounced highlight, a lot of times I will take the Cindy Luminizer and put it on top, and that's a gorgeous combination. My number one favorite out of the entire month is the Elizabeth Den for One Love Organics Vitamin B Enzyme Cleansing Oil and Makeup Remover. And this works so well, even better than the Boscia version and the Josie Maran cleansing oil that I've tried in the past. I put this on with dry hands onto dry skin and just spend some time massaging it around my face. And then I'll add a little bit of water, and that just creates a more milky texture. And I'll massage it around my eye area, and no matter what makeup I decided to wear that day, eyeshadow, liner, mascara, it gently dissolves all that makeup so that when I rinse my skin, everything rinses cleanly. And it just leaves my skin feeling really soft. So this was the first product that I purchased after reading the No More Dirty Looks book. And I knew I wanted to try a little bit of natural skincare or makeup and just kind of see what was out there. And I thought I was going to have to compromise either with how the products perform or the packaging, or that it just wasn't going to be as fun as going to Sephora and shopping. But this I bought off of a site called Eco Diva Beauty. And when the package came, the box was beautiful and everything was wrapped so nicely inside. And there was like even a handwritten note. So it was my first experience, and it was a really good experience, and it has made me excited to try more natural products in the future. In February, I was really consistent about dry brushing before my morning shower, and I wanted to include dry brushing into my daily routine. One, just to get off any dead skin cells, and dry brushing is really good for that. And then it's also good for stimulating your circulation and lymphatic system. And then as I was reading a little bit more about dry brushing, I read that it's good for stimulating your oil glands as well. So after I started doing this consistently, I just have noticed my skin is just softer overall. So I thought that was a huge benefit to dry brushing, and I'm going to continue doing it as we move into March. My last category is nail polish, and a couple weeks ago, Butter London sent me 2 polishes from their new Boho Rock collection. And the polishes were first Keen, which is a milky peach color, and then Lucy in the Sky, which is a gorgeous glitter, and it has some unusual green and violet colors in there. And I just think this combination was gorgeous, and it was my favorite manicure out of the entire month, and it kind of just got me excited for spring. I also wanted to mention the base coat and top coat I've been using lately. The base coat is the Revlon Color Stay Longwear Nail Enamel, and then the top coat is the Out the Door Super Fast Drying Top Coat for Nails. And I bought both of these back in January from Bed Bath & Beyond, and the price was really good, and I have been so impressed with how long my manicures have been lasting. And I think the Revlon does a really good job of just adhering the polish to my nails so it doesn't chip off during the week. And then the Out the Door dries super quick, and it leaves a really glossy finish to my nails. So if you are in the market for either a base coat or top coat, I would highly recommend those. So these are the products that I loved using in the month of February, and I would love to read what some of your February favorites are. I'm also going to try to put together some of my non-beauty favorites, so I will have those listed on my blog, and I will link that down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.